We're live. Just like that.
Yes.
We are alive, yes. We are breathing.
Made it through another week.
Alive.
Some of us had a little kind of stressful games. Maybe others didn't.
Hmm.
They
Yep.
all worked out
That
to
is
wins, though. I think.
Yeah, this week we all got wins.
but it possibly cost everything.
Why don't you elaborate a little bit, Carter?
We'll just wait. No, okay. I don't know. Joe Milton might be pretty hurt. Uh Funny thing is we really didn't hear anything about this till yesterday. And we opened up as like 11-point favorites. And then all of a sudden they're talking about Joe Milton possibly being out. Like we don't know. It's day to day. And we jump up to 12 and a half points. So I don't know. Maybe people will feel more confident without him as our quarterback. I don't know.
So does that mean that there's a chance we get the Nico experience against South Carolina?
You're like, yeah. I mean, they ain't gonna put nobody else in there
Hmm.
unless he's hurt, unless he gets hurt or something.
First play out for the season.
Oh man.
Then we got to go with Gaston, I guess. And then, or maybe Navy Schuler. He's Schuler's son.
So is Nico more of a mobile gun and run, or is he a pocket guy?
He's got a cannon. I know that.
Everybody's got a cannon right now. But is he? Does
He's
he
a
move
great-
more out of the pocket, or does he stay in it?
He's very elusive. He can scramble and he's just but we'll see. I don't know. So
Well, he was Elite 11, right?
yes.
Do you happen to know who they named his quarterback comparison to?
Nope.
Okay, I don't know either. That's what I was asking.
Well, yeah, I really don't know.
Okay.
No idea.
Some great insight there.
Woohoo!
I know that he finished like first in all those like QB competitions that they did. I know that.
Well, I looked it up. Elite 11 has him as a Bryce Young. This is his QB comparison.
Well, that's just racist.
It's good
Against
company.
Polynesian people. No, I'm kidding.
I think he's a lot taller than Bryce.
He might be. I don't know.
Isn't Nico like a tall, lanky kid?
Yes. Well, he's not as lanky as he was. But when he got here last December, yeah, I was worried about the weight. He's put on about 28 pounds, I think they said. He's starting to fill out a little bit, but I don't like this whole idea of putting in a freshman. I just don't like it.
I mean,
But it may not happen. It may not happen.
he's a hell of a lot taller than Bryce. He's 6'6", 205.
I think he's like 230 now, but
Either way, that might be the tallest quarterback in the SEC.
could be.
Huh.
I
I don't know.
think they ought to. I just hope it. I just hope it's not that. That's not what we're going with. Like, I mean, obviously, if Joe Milton's hurt, obviously he's the next best choice. But I'm just hoping that, because I look, I'm thinking about like the future, and I don't want this kid to be just thrown in the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it, but if he goes out there and just shines, I mean, that you got to kind of feel bad for Milton at a certain point. Like Hooker does it to him, and then Nico.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I looked it up. Carson Beck is 6'4", but 4 of those inches is forehead, so don't really know if that counts or not.
Oh well. Got to get those inches in where you can.
Cran just said I'm all for putting in a freshman on my team. I hope y'all don't change a damn thing this week.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, so y'all got South Carolina. Georgia's got Auburn. Hoss.
Mississippi State this week. Another Mississippi team.
Actually, you're wrong, Hoss.
Do what?
You said it wrong. It's Mississippi State.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I guess
Mississippi State.
my enunciation's not as good as yours, but yeah, we're traveling to their house. It'll be
They're playing the
a late
cowbell.
night game, and the cowbells will be ringing, I'm sure.
That's
What
kind of
time?
the most annoying thing in all of college football is that fucking
Probably.
cowbell.
It's up there, yeah.
I've never been able to see a game at Davis Wade Stadium yet. I've been there, rode past it, but I've never got to see a game there. So
Actually, the first college football game I ever saw was there.
Really?
So, yep.
did you
Back
keep your
in the-
ticket stub?
Well, I did when I was younger, but somehow
What year was it?
all the moves that I made, I haven't been able to locate it. It was in the '90s. I wanted to say it was the '92 season, but it was definitely when Stallings was still there. But I was thinking it was the year that they won the championship because I was trying to figure out, like home
I'm
away.
trying to find
home
the
away.
stub for you. How about that?
But yeah, but we were sitting on the Mississippi State side. My aunt on my dad's side, her and her husband were season ticket holders, and they had to ask us if we wanted to come to a game. And so I was, still younger then, and I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So first one I'd ever been to.
Nice. Well, I mean, luckily it's still not a bad week of college football coming up. We got some good games. Let's stay in the SEC here. How you guys feeling about this Florida-Kentucky matchup?
It could go either way.
I agree.
I think Kentucky's definitely, they're showing that they at least they got it together this season.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
so
haven't
far.
played anybody.
Well,
Well, neither is Florida.
You're right.
oh,
I mean,
All right.
well, they did
Right
play
now-
2 ranked teams. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Right now, Kentucky's a 2.5-point favorite.
That's about right. Yep.
Yeah.
The home
with it being
team always-
yeah, absolutely.
Goes to Florida be favored.
I think Kentucky pulls this out. Florida's just so up and down with
mhm.
Billy. I think that the Florida team we saw against Tennessee might be the best Florida team we're going to see all year.
This is cover for Connect Four. Might be covered on another wrestling channel somewhere, but not here.
Oh my god.
I think they're going to give them all they can take in Kroger Field myself. So
That's true.
So let me ask y'all this: if let's say Kentucky wins or Florida wins, are they now number 2 in the East as far as standings, or does Missouri still have that spot?
Until proven otherwise.
Because technically, Missouri's had the best win in the SEC East.
Yeah.
and they've got Vanderbilt this week, right?
Correct.
They're going to be 5-0.
So that should be a win for them. I mean, I think we can all agree there.
It all comes crashing down next week, though.
Is that when y'all play them?
I think y'all do, don't you?
No, we got Kentucky next week.
Okay, well, it all comes crashing down for Kentucky next week, man. No, Missouri does play somebody, finally. I mean, they did beat Kansas State. I give them credit. I'm saying, though, like,
No, they
they
beat
play
Kansas State.
yeah, well, they play LSU the following week.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. They got LSU, Kentucky, South Carolina, then Georgia, and Tennessee all back to back to back. They'll be lucky to get 3 wins out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Next game up, I'm trying to get the closer games. I tell you, we can go over this one. USC is a 22.5-point favorite over Colorado. Do they cover?
Yes.
100%.
I think so, yeah.
100%.
I think the Dion train's starting to finally.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of what we saw in that Oregon game, I think.
Mm-hmm. But I do think Oregon's the team to beat in the Pac-12 right now. I do believe
Yeah,
that.
I agree with you. I think Oregon could beat USC if they played right now on a neutral field.
Yep.
All right. Go to SEC as well. We got 3:30. Georgia's a 14.5-point favorite over Auburn.
They covered.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We haven't covered yet.
I think they're going to play all as tough as they can. I mean, they're going
That's fair.
to they're going to throw some curves at you in this game.
Oh, yeah. I'm just hoping with what I saw last week, you're starting to see the offense open up and throwing the deep balls. They're kind of trusting Carson a little bit more. I'm hoping that continues in that trend. Whether we cover or not, I just want to
you win, right?
Exactly. I mean, if you're 12-0 and you never cover, you're still 12-0.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Beyond that, Kansas at Texas. Texas is 17-point favorite.
It's Texas wins. Do they cover? I don't know.
I don't think
They probably should, but they may not.
I mean, if you look at Texas, after that Bama game, they're starting to fade quick. I mean, Wyoming was giving them problems. Baylor gave them some issues.
Think they could slip up this week?
I don't know if they lose, but I don't think they cover. I don't know if I'd bet that money line. Out of all of them so far, the only one I'm putting money on is USC covering the 22.5. All right. Another SEC versus SEC. LSU at Ole Miss. LSU's a 3-point favorite.
I could see LSU winning that game.
I can see LSU winning, but at Ole Miss, I don't know, man. Like, they're another one. Like, is Florida State that good, or does LSU just have a bad week?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, we've seen Florida State struggle the last 2 weeks. I mean, that was a crazy game they had with Florida State, you know.
Clemson? Are you talking about LSU?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. You're right, Clemson.
Yeah.
Well, they've got to find an answer for Malik Neighbors. That's one thing if Ole Miss is going to have a chance in this game because he's been having some huge plays the past few weeks.
Well, speaking of Neighbors, because I know he's on your fantasy team,
We
did want to give you news that's great for both of us. Lad McConkey is practicing.
Oh, really?
For the first time this season, he's in full pads. They don't know if he's fully going to play, but he's definitely going to touch the field. Sorry, Crandis.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. What's another right here? To me, this might be the game of the week, in my opinion. Notre Dame goes to Duke. And before you guys even say it, I'm putting my money on Duke to win, flat out.
Whoa. Whoa.
Duke has dominated everybody they've played, including Clemson, who Florida State just struggled with.
Wow, you think Notre Dame's going to lose 2 in a row, huh?
I do. I think Duke catches them. And it's at Duke. Yeah.
I mean, just think. All last show, last week, all we talked about was how,
Yep.
Notre Dame looked like they were that team. And Florida State just said, or not. I'm sorry. Ohio State just said, not so fast, and.
Well, that's the thing, and that's another thing that worries me about Georgia. You can be a good team, but when you play a good team, how do you actually look? And Notre Dame just got exposed. And I think they're better. I think they got the better team.
Yeah. I think you've got a point about, Duke, but I think this will come down and be a little bit closer,
Yeah.
It might be similar to the Ohio State,
All I'm saying is take the names out of it, right? Take Notre Dame and Duke out of it. If you replace Duke with Clemson, and that's what Clemson did all year, I don't even think we'd be batting an eye. We'd be picking Clemson to beat Notre Dame.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we hadn't seen a Duke team like this since David Cutcliffe's
Mm-hmm.
he had a couple years like this. Or going back even further, Steve Spurrier had a lot of success, won the ACC at Duke. I don't know if we're quite at that level, but
We ain't got to talk about him.
yeah, I know, I get it.
Yeah, we'll move on. Speaking of that piece of shit, we got South Carolina at Tennessee, which is a night game, and Tennessee's doing what for the night game, Carter?
We're going all black, baby. Dark mode.
Dark mode, really?
Revenge. Revenge is on the mind. Not just because of the loss we took, but the whole Hooker getting hurt and a bunch of the players there's kind of
Now, has the alternate uni thing worked out in Tennessee's favor?
Well,
previously,
the first time we ever wore black was against South Carolina in 2009. We beat them 31-13, and then we busted them back out in 2021 against South Carolina and beat them like 52-20 or something. And then we wore them last year against Kentucky and beat Kentucky like 44-6. So yeah, it's been pretty successful.
I think the key to this game is which Spencer Rattler shows up. If the one that showed up against Georgia plays, we got a hell of a game to watch. If the one that plays the rest of the time or, didn't play against Tennessee last year, Tennessee's going to just eat them alive.
Would you say their win against Mississippi State was impressive? Or
yeah, I think Spencer Rattler's honestly a top 3 quarterback in the SEC right now. He's playing like a 6-year starter.
Yep.
But that being said, I'm going to take Tennessee to win this game.
I'm going to say that this is going to probably come down to the fourth quarter to decide.
Okay.
But I will give the edge to Tennessee.
The one thing I will say, as somebody who's played Spencer this year, they're very shifty on how they get their receivers open. Like there was his first drive, he went 8 for 8 and a touchdown against Georgia. But the reason he was doing that is there was nobody around. Like they do great motions, great fakes, great pulls. I just feel like if he shows up, you might be right. This might be a fourth quarter game, which I'm still taking Tennessee to win this game. I think they need a good bounce back from this Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't show up, I don't think this game's going to be close.
I got you.
I guess we'll see. I'm going to stick to my guns. I said it all off season and I still am going to say it. If we win if all we win is one more game the rest of this year, it's going to be this one.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to want it too much. I think with everything happened last year, it's just, Josh Heupel loves to get revenge, and he proved it. The whole Missouri situation the last 2 years, he's just really just rung them the fuck up. And so I hope just off pure motivation, we'll win this game. Now, I could be wrong. We go out there and lay a big fucking egg. It wouldn't surprise me.
Rattler might be the best quarterback in the country at this moment. Apparently you haven't watched Washington play because Michael Penix Jr. is playing like a man on fire.
That is, yes.
They might be the best offense in the whole nation.
Yeah.
That's a team where I'm like, thank God they're not on Georgia's schedule.
Yep. Well, I can tell you this much. Tennessee ain't the best offense this year. They were last year, but not this year.
But you never know. If Nico does play, he might be the spark you guys need.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right. SEC night game. Alabama, Mississippi State.
Jesus. Won't even be close. Shouldn't be close.
You think Mississippi State's that good?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if this trend continues of us, taking to the second half to really get settled in, I mean, it's painful to watch.
I'm sure it's frustrating,
and it is frustrating. And I'm hoping maybe we've seen the last of that, but I'm not ready to say for sure that we have. So
yeah, I get it.
We've definitely got to The defense, I think, is fairly solid. Will they
Mhm.
allow some plays? Sure, but limiting the scores, they've been pretty good at that. For the most part.
Well, the one thing Bama really needed to do, quarterback wise, that I hope they wouldn't do, they did do last week, and that's I didn't see Jalen just go screw it and run all the time. Like he was actually watching his reads, going through his motions, making passes, and it sucks to see it as somebody who might play at the end of the year. But I think he's way more comfortable now that he had to sit a week and kind of prove himself. Like, yeah, this is my team.
But I'm hoping we get out of Starkville with a comfortable win.
Yeah,
but that's what I expect. But we'll just have to wait and see what team shows up.
So let me ask you this. I was going to make a video on this, which I still might, just to see what everybody thinks in the comments. But so Georgia right now is leading the East with possibly Missouri and Florida and Kentucky in second. Who is actually the front runner right now in the West? Because you got 3 teams undefeated in SEC play, but who's actually looking the best right now? Is it Bama, LSU, or A&M?
Alabama, right?
To me, it's between them and LSU. But the question is, if you had $1,000, you had to, they're on a neutral site. You are putting your money on one team, and you have to do it. Who are you putting the money on?
God damn, that defense there's just something.
Defense is solid, especially if they stay out of the penalties. They're dangerous.
The problem is can anybody score a point? I mean, I know Texas did, but does LSU have the type of offense, the quarterback that can score?
I think LSU's got the best offense in the SEC, but I think Bama might have the best defense.
Well, then that'll be a good game then.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels has been pretty consistent.
Yeah,
in what I've seen of him, and like I said, I've already mentioned Malik Neighbors and the threat he possesses. So,
yeah, how my wide receivers hurt, touchdown. My God.
Yeah, I'll still give the edge to Bama though.
I think it's one of those. Like, I still think LSU's overhyped. So I think if Bama comes to play, they'll squeak it out.
Where's that game at this year? It's in Tuscaloosa, right?
Yes.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. I'll give the edge to Bama. It's going to be in Tuscaloosa. Sure, why not?
So let me ask you this. Besides the SEC, top ones, which teams, give me 3 teams in order, 1, 2, and 3, excluding Georgia, Bama, whatever. Give me 1, 2, 3 rankings.
Ohio State. I guess give me Florida State for right now. Hell, give me Texas.
3, right? Okay, cool. All right. Hoss?
I would go probably Ohio State, then Florida State, then Texas. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
What about you?
I'm probably going to go.
We will, BVD. Thanks for coming by.
I'm going to go Florida State, Texas, Washington.
Okay.
Because that Notre Dame win, they barely squeaked by. It was a last play Hail Mary kind of thing, and we don't know if Notre Dame was for real.
You said Washington?
I'm going to stick by that. Washington is playing better offense than anybody in the nation.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. Auburn is in my top 3. They're the top 3 quarterbacks I never want to see wearing a Georgia jersey. Matter of fact, I might move Penix to number 1 in the Heisman watch right now. Over Caleb, over Quinn, over Jordan.
Did we mention the A&M Arkansas game?
We didn't. Where's that game at?
It's at Arkansas.
Give me the
Oh.
Hogs.
Wow.
Yep, give me Arkansas.
I'm going to take A&M. A&M looked pretty confident against Auburn last week, which I know it's Auburn. But still, they looked good. They did what they had to do. They kind of capitalized on Auburn's mistakes. But, God, man, I really want to see Sam Pittman get a good win, and that would be a good one for him. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, he's going to try to rally the troops, you know, because I mean they gave LSU a good shot, but yeah, I don't know. I'll still give the edge to A&M though. This one.
Yeah. Tyler Buckner, it's your Heisman watch.
Mm.
No, I'm gonna put Robbie Ashford on there. According to Kirby, he's their best athlete, and he doesn't even play.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope he's not overlooking them.
I don't think he is, but Hugh Freeze definitely overlooked Kirby. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
God, what a joke. Carter, you got anything you want to talk about coming up this week?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that because the SEC they made a joke about it they kind of excluded Georgia from this. But do you guys remember back in like the late 2000s? It was one of the funniest segments they did on like College Football Final. I'm talking about back when like Brian May or Mark May and Lou Holtz. They do the ACC Wheel of Destiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? They brought out the SEC Wheel of Destiny. They just took out took out Georgia, and I thought that was pretty funny. And then because the SEC is so kind of up and down. I mean, outside of Georgia, would you believe that the two undefeated teams, that the only undefeated teams left in our conference are outside of Georgia are Kentucky and Missouri? No fucking way.
Yeah.
No fucking
it's
way.
wild to think that. Yeah.
Yeah, I corrected myself after I said Brian May. I said Mark May. It was a left tackle at Pitt. Anyway.
Not K-May.
Yeah. But, you know, and I think home field advantage definitely helps right now. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but there's been a lot of years that it doesn't really matter, you know, home field advantage, you know, like it does in basketball, for instance, college basketball.
Right.
Because, you know, in college basketball, man, you could be the number 1 ranked team, and if you're playing a team on the road, it does not matter what you're ranked, you know, or how good you are. But it's kind of being that way this year in football, at least to an extent. But if you remember, I think we did like our Heisman, who we thought was going to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
How do you guys still feeling about your picks?
Good. I picked Quinn Ewers. He's still up there.
Okay. Hoss, who was your pick?
I'm trying to remember. I wanted to say
I picked the kid from North Carolina, Drake May.
Drake May, yeah.
Who's still in it.
I picked Florida State quarterback, of course. He's still in it, but I don't think he's lighting it up like I thought he would. I mean, he's still
Right.
doing enough to win, but you know, I don't know if he's going to make it to the Heisman or not. We'll see. I mean, hell, we're only a third of the way through the season, so
it still feels like it's going too fast, though.
Mm-hmm.
it always does, you know.
We wait so long, and then it's like these
We
weeks
get
are just
so
zooming
little.
by.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, man. Is college football doesn't last near long enough. I mean, look how long the NFL freaking lasts. I mean, when you count the preseason, they get 3 preseason games. They get 17 regular season games. I mean, they start in September, and then the Super Bowl is always like what, early fucking March or February, something like that.
You know why I hate the NFL though, Carter?
Mm.
You have teams like Miami putting up 70 on Denver and all this other crazy shit.
Well, that's a weird. That doesn't really happen
Yeah,
a lot.
it doesn't
Yeah.
happen a lot, right? Barely ever happens. That's an incredible feat. They were literally 1 field goal away from breaking the record.
Yeah.
Still, you tune into any social media, all you're going to see is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Who gives a flying fuck?
So are they dating now or something?
Oh,
I guess, honestly.
God. Who knows? But you're right. Like, I enjoy watching. I think I've mentioned this before. I enjoy just watching NFL games. I don't get that emotionally vested like I do with college football. Like, Saturday for me, I mean, it's like a ritual. Depending on what time your game is, you kind of have your own little ritual, and you'll watch other teams play, and somebody that would walk into your house be like, "Why the fuck are you watching Vanderbilt play Missouri?" When this game's like, well, we play Missouri next week. You kind of, I go into that extent sometimes, and
Scoping out the competition.
yeah, and that way, not that I'm going to be able to call the coaches and say, hey, you need to watch number 27, or nothing like that. It's just the way I've always done it, and so it's kind of I don't want to like I love it, but it can be stressful too, because you wrap your whole day around it, and then see with NFL, man, I just relax. I just watch football, American football at the professional level. I don't care what game it is. I don't care, I do claim as a Titans fan, but it does not hurt me if they lose. I promise you.
I got you.
I get all that, man. Like, even this week, I watched the A&M Auburn game, which you think I give 2 shits about either one of those teams? No, but we play Auburn next week. I want to see what the fuck, to look out for. Same thing. I'm watching it going, okay, we definitely got to worry about the middle if that Pluckett kid keeps hitting the way he's hitting. And I'm like, Kirby's never going to fucking answer an email I send him. He knows way more than me, but I'm still going to watch this shit.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Armchair quarterback. We're all armchair quarterbacks at times.
Absolutely.
Or couch coaches, whatever you want to call us.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm sitting like, if we could just make Peyton have to throw it more than they run the ball, we're fine. And I'm like, of course they fucking know that shit.
But I guess it's just crazy to me that you guys don't find any enjoyment at all just watching NFL. I mean, to me, it's professional football, and I'm not saying, like I said, you don't have to like it near as much as college, but to me, it's still football. And for hell, I mean, look at all the Bama and Georgia players that are in the freaking NFL. I mean, you could go that route. And Crangus, I see your question or your comment about watching more NFL than you have the last 5 years, but I can't find a favorite team. I mean, you're at that point in life, man, where you can pick any team you want. You don't have to pick it. I mean, because they're close to you, but shit, I don't know. Pick a team that has a good Auburn player or something.
I mean, I'm not against the NFL. It's just, like if I'm somewhere out of, restaurant or whatever they got to, I'll watch it there. But I mean, I don't go out of the way to, on my Sunday or whatever day it has to be on them.
Well, my thing is like, I put everything on hold Saturdays, right?
Yeah.
So Sundays, I'm cutting grass, cleaning the house, taking the kids off. Like, Sunday's our day to do shit together. Saturdays, just leave me the fuck alone. Let me watch this game. Let me eat. Let me take some beers. I'm
the same way. I just watch NFL when I can. Like if I need to go wash the car or something, I'm gonna do whatever. Go to the grocery, whatever. But when I'm at home, I'm gonna watch a game. It's on the TV. Is what I'm saying. And by the way, if any of you are looking to find a team to root for, I'm not going to tell you who you should root for, but I will tell you one team to avoid, and that is the Chicago Bears because they suck ass.
Buddy, we've had Fields before. We're good.
Mm-hmm. I just figured I'd throw that out there. Nobody likes the Bears.
Oh, okay.
I'll root for Jacksonville because they're local, and I do some events with them. They're super nice, but I've come to the conclusion wherever Bowers gets drafted, I'm just going to name that my team and roll with it. I don't care if he gets hurt the first day and never plays it down. That's going to be my lottery. Fuck it.
Fine.
Well, knowing my luck, it's going to be a New York team, and I'm just going to hate life.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a fan of a New York team. I'm kidding, Matty. I don't hate the Bears, so I just figure I give you some shit.
Yeah, we just got to make sure people's got their ears on out there.
Oh,
Or legs.
exactly. Pageantry. That's what makes it great, the pageantry. And honestly, the closest thing I've ever seen at a professional football game, Matty, cover your ears, was I was lucky enough to go to Lambeau Field once. And I don't know if it's because the fans are the owners of the team or whatever, but it felt like being at a college football game, a big time college football game, going to a Packers game. I've been to a Saints game, I've been to a Buccaneers game, I've been to Titans, I've been to a Bengals game, for God's sakes. But I can tell you this, being at a Packers game was something else. It was the closest thing I've ever felt to being like a college football game.
You know what's weird is like there's a bunch of NFL teams that I associate with colleges, even
Yeah.
though they're not even the same state. Like when I hear Packers, I think, okay, the Packers of college football to me is Michigan. Like I always have those two in the same category.
Mhm.
Same kind of weather, same history.
But hell, Michigan fans are all the shitty Detroit Lions fans, which
I
the
know.
Lions are pretty good this year.
I know where they're located on a map. That's where I visualize them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird.
You
'cause-
always, for the longest time, Bama, Patriots were side by side with the Belichick Saban thing and just the championships.
yeah,
That was just how it was.
I get it.
Georgia was Atlanta because they used to choke every fucking time. When I think Packers, I think DJ. You damn right you should. They take it anywhere.
All right, so anybody got like, of course they're insightful. They're just insightful and hurtful instead of uplifting. But you're right, Megan. I should hear. I'm gonna highlight this one, which was already highlighted. I'll highlight another one because I just appreciate you being here and commenting. It means a lot.
One game we didn't mention, it's not an SEC matchup, but it's on Friday night, Utah versus Oregon State.
Mm.
I thought it was Thursday night, that game.
Fridays looks like on
Okay.
the schedule I'm looking at.
What's the spread on that?
Let's see.
Was that one of the Pick'em games?
Yeah.
Where do we
Yeah.
find that at? I guess I'm not.
All right. All right, number 10. Money line, Utah's plus 118. So Oregon State's a minus 142. So Oregon State's a minus 2.5 points. And the over-under is 45.5. That's a high.
I'd say that's low for Pac-12, though.
Yeah, that's true. It is Pac-12 football.
The Beavers.
The Beavs.
I like their old logo better, man. This new one looks stupid as shit. Had the big buck teeth and shit.
Yeah. Good Lord. No matter where we go, the comments are just fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That might be the toughest game to pick for me.
And welcome to the party.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think who I picked originally. Who y'all got in that one?
I'm gonna go Utah.
Yeah, I guess I'll go Utah, I guess.
Yeah, that's who I picked in the pick 'em, so I'm gonna stick with it.
There you go. God.
We do like to party over here, that's for sure.
That's right. Well, y'all got anything else?
No, man, just ready for this weekend.
Don't forget Saturday night after it's all over and the dust has settled. Well, not necessarily all the games are over, but pretty much, when there's like a Pac-12 game on or two, we'll go live. We'll talk about the games that just happened and go through them and everything. So
Yep.
Come right back here.
come right back to this party and we'll party some more. So party on, Trenches and Halls.
Party on, Carter.
Party on Carter.
And cover on.
You son of a bitch.